Okay, so this is our question for today. This is the last one. I think it's appropriate because last week I said pivot to Jesus, right? So we're kind of like forcing Jesus on people sometimes. And so this is why I want to talk about missions. It is Missions Month too, by the way, I think, or it will be, something like that. You're with a non-Christian friend who says Christians have no right to force their religion on other people. People have the right to believe what they believe. All religions are the same anyways. So there's a lot going on in there. I've heard this before. I don't know if you guys heard this before. So when you answer this, I want you to go through the steps. I want us to do the poster thing again. So I'll pass out another round of posters. And yeah, this is the question right here. Okay, yeah, this is the question. And on your poster, you're going to go through these things.
What same as last week?
No, it's different. It's different than last week. It's different.
I feel like this wrote these ends.
You're right. Yeah, there is no question there. So how will you
NA.
Yeah, or here. If you want me to put a question here.
Just sit there and smile.
There's the question.
Okay.
That's better, right? Okay, any questions about that? There's a lot to go through in that one. There's probably at least with every single statement or sentence, you can talk about something there. But the gist of the question is a missions context. Is there a prerogative for Christian missions? Okay. All right. Nice. Yeah, good job, guys. I think we're making progress in terms of how we answer these questions. What I appreciate about what you guys are doing here is that I feel that even for me, when people ask me questions, I just want to give an answer immediately. But to have true conversations with people, you ask questions back, and I feel like what you guys did was good, Julianne, especially because you said, "Well, what do you feel about this?" or what do you mean by this, right? And so that's why I really put as our first step is to clarify things. And to see what assumptions people are making. That's how you strike up a conversation. If somebody says something, you say, "Well, what do you mean by that?" or what exactly are they getting at when they ask these things? And so I want to conclude with this, the goals of our answering questions. I don't think that the goal necessarily is to convert people. Like you guys said, only God can do that, right? Only God can change people's hearts. So our calling is to be faithful to Christ and to what God represents. Be faithful to God in Scripture. To open further conversation, and that's what I'm talking about in terms of ask questions back to see what their perspective really is, to see what that person believes, and when that person says what they believe, then you can say, "Oh, can I tell you what I believe, or what really is Christianity?" You always want to hear the other person out first. And then finally, I think another goal would be to just be a good friend who cares about the people behind the person who's asking the question. In my experience, people aren't going to become Christians from one conversation, but it is through multiple conversations where they'll be more interested in hearing about Jesus. The older you get, I think the harder it is to change people's minds. But that doesn't mean that we give up. You just keep firmly pressing with patience and with kindness and gentleness and let God do the work. I think when people are younger, they're more open to things, right? Even in college, you'll find people are more open to at least discussing things. But as people get older, sometimes I just want to go to work and not talk to anybody. And I think that's what people feel the same too. They don't want to talk to me about stuff. And I get it. So go and be missionaries where you guys end up going to college. I think it's important. And you guys hit on the Great Commission. My children's message is going to be on the Great Commission. So I'll share a link to that when I send our email out on Wednesday, and that will be kind of my answer. The answer is that Jesus has the power to tell us what to do, and Jesus has a people that he's trying to reach, And Jesus says that he's going to give us his presence to go with us. And so that would be my answer in a nutshell.